Receive the grace and forgiveness. Hello, friends. This is Yundel, and today's share is just a reminder to each and every one of us. We are capable of receiving grace and forgiveness from God. Many times I am sharing with you about asking forgiveness and how can we do that. To have peace of mind, we have to ask forgiveness to God even we don't know what sin we have committed for. You have to ask forgiveness every time you pray. Remember that we are all human and sometimes we commit mistakes without being aware about it. Ask forgiveness when you pray. And by that, when you can humble yourself and ask forgiveness, the grace of God is upon you. The grace and the blessing of God is upon you. So do not worry. You know you are a sinner. We are all. But there's no reason to be worried because the moment we ask forgiveness, you will receive the grace and blessing from God. God is with us always, and He loves us unconditionally. Therefore, when you feel you have committed mistakes, just ask forgiveness right away, no matter what. Think that you are only human. And when you are human, it cannot be avoided that we commit mistakes. And it becomes easier when we admit it right away, the mistakes we are committing, and ask forgiveness. Asking forgiveness is about being humble, being vulnerable in the eyes of God, accepting that you have committed your mistakes and you are willing to ask forgiveness about it. So do not worry. You are not alone. We all can commit mistakes. Humble yourself upon God and ask forgiveness. Because when you ask forgiveness, you have the abounding grace from God. As it says in Romans 5:20, but where sin abounded, grace abounded much more. You haven't superseded your allotment of grace. You haven't made a mistake so big that God ran out of mercy. Instead of living condemned, why don't you go boldly to the throne of God and receive that grace and forgiveness? God is willing to gladly welcome you. But there's the key. The key is He won't force you to come. In Luke 15, it says, the compassionable Father didn't make the prodigal son return home. The compassionate parent will not ask you. You must go boldly to the throne. It was a young man's choice after allowing sin to bound in his life. When he took steps to return to his father came running with grace and mercy that was much more abounding. When we feel the guilt and condemnation, we have to know that the grace abounds much more. God sees our failures already, covered by Jesus' blood. Now we have to receive the forgiveness and see ourselves without fault. When you become a child of the Most High God, He made you worthy. You are the righteousness of God. It's not your righteousness, it's His righteousness. Lift your head up high and see yourself as God says you. Let God says you. You are His most prized possession. And by this, I have to remind you once again that it is very important to verbalize of being grateful. Thank you, Father, that I have been freely justified by Jesus' redemption and that your grace is abounding in me. Thank you that the power of your grace rolls over where sin has abounded in my life. I believe that your grace has no limits. Believe in God. Ask forgiveness, and His abounding grace is with you. This is Shundel. Thank you for listening. Thank you for dropping here in my channel. I love you all and bye-bye.